Alright guys, it's William Jamming here, so let's continue. We already got this most of the part ready, but let's dealing with the hand. Hand is I think yeah, another difficult part for even for me. I'm struggling with hands while I'm drawing or sculpting. So the reason for that is the hand can be have a multiple directions. Okay, and we get a lot of muscles and tendons in our hands. So yeah, if you are interested in the AI drawing, AI painting, you will realize that at the beginning of this technology, AI is pretty good, pretty bad at hand until developments of say like control neck. Okay, so you can get a better understanding of what hand is. So yeah, as you guys can see, yeah, the hand is the difficult part. So I'm going to spend a dedicated video in the future to sculpt the hand. But for now, just like the hair, we use a placeholder to got a hand. Just get you guys a holistic view of this guy, and then let's if we have more time, let's doing a pretty deep practice and delicate video about the hand, the hair, and by which I mean hair, we mean all this hair in his, for example, brow, the beard, something like that, even the hair on the chest, something like that. So we will do that. We'll use generate in the future. For now, let's just focus on the placeholder. Just like the hair part, I use it as a placeholder. We will use different methods to generate that. So yeah, as you guys can see, we just use the same old method of masking and invert and extrusion. So this is the mask that you must know and you must have used multiple times. So invert it, okay, to move it, and sculpt. Let me quickly set the pivot to the mask border, and we can grab it out. Okay, so we can grab it here. My personal preference is that I need to got a certain curve here. Okay, and let me just move it down. Okay, I like to yeah, follow a certain curve. So boop 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 boop. Okay, so every joint, I'd like to move it forward a little bit, so it become much more yeah, natural. And of course I'm going to scale it down because the hand is a little bit flat, so I'm going to scale it. Okay, well, scale it down and using this to scale it like this, push it in a bit so you don't get too much of the deformation. Okay, and maybe let me push it even more, like this. Okay, so basically that's our hand for you. Maybe need to gut it down a bit. Okay, we will edit that in the future, but for now let's just revisit Alt M, Control R to remesh it. Let me get a screencast here out, but I think in sculpting most of the time we're not going to use such as a lot of shortcut like in the edit mode like crazy. Okay, so we mainly use our brush, and every time I change brush I will tell you guys. So yeah, because if you want a quick draw and got something out, I strongly recommend that you use this grab rather than snake hook, because if you use snake hook it might just become too shrink too quickly, and that's not good. So when I try to get this thumb part out, I use this. That's too small, let me make it big like, let me use it this way, maybe this way. Okay, let me grab this out. Okay, once I grab this out, I need to check the volume of it. Okay, because I don't want the volume to be too little, because you look at this way, you might think it's good, but if you look at the volume, may lack of the volume right here. So I'm going to move to different direction and look at the volume just to check there's nothing wrong with the volume. Okay, so the volume clearly not good enough. I'm going to inflate that by using this brush. Okay, this inflate shortcut is I think it's I for just like inflation. Okay, so adding a little bit of volume here and there, so you actually got this volume part ready, like he's wearing a glove. Okay, and then you can use this to grab. You use grab a lot. Let me make it at the center of it, zoom in, Control R, because you already see that it means that you don't have a lot of polygon to work with. Make it smaller brush to make the shape better. Okay, let me push part of it inside, and this part I think is too thin, so even though we are dealing with a placeholder here, I still tend to get the shape correct, because it's a constant practice. I practiced all the time, so this is a good practice for me as well. So when I shrink it, I tend to just make it more conform with the shape that we like it to be. Grab that. You need to got a certain plane to do that. Okay, so grab it, make the whole plane down, because you are using a fairly big brush here. And this part we need to push it in, make it even bigger, right? Remesh it, and I'm going to push it in. Okay, because the hand is definitely not the same length, thickness with the arm. You just you can use a different angle to look at it. Okay, do not fix on one viewport and view one, because you might mess it up when you look at it. It can even trick you. You may think that this is pretty good, but if you change that, you will see this completely messed up. Okay, and let me add a little bit curve here, so let me push it inside. Okay, and push it in, add a nice curve. And because we got a bone here, so I need to push it out. This part need to push a little bit, make it smaller, because I'm going to make more changes. So as I said, it's counterintuitive. Push it down a bit. And don't worry about the detail part, because you can always add the bulginess using the strip glacier brush to get this finger out. Of course, you can use this carve by holding the control. You can just simply carve it. Okay, maybe add a little bit stress. Just cut. You can just carve the finger out. 3, 4. Okay, you can carve it out, and I think I need to grab the center of it out because this part should be longer than the rest of it. Yeah, clearly we don't have enough polygon. Let me remesh it. Grab the center part out and push this part inside. Okay, just give it a nice curve here, and use this to add a little bit detail. Okay, so for example, you got this structure, the muscle like this. This need to get a bulge bone area like this, and all that is just it, connecting bones. Alright, this need to be carved in, so I'm going to cover it a little. Make it big, okay, and just push it in. This part too much, push it in. Too much, push it in, push it in. Okay, adjust that. This part too much, push it in. Okay, this is better than made. Let me adjust that. We need to have a nice curve here, so push it in. So maybe I need to push a lot of thing in order to got that, because this should be the cutting point of the hand. So maybe push it even in. Okay, so let's look at from maybe I think I'd make that move too much. Maybe I'm going to make it say move more in front. Okay. So move the thumb a bit. And move the whole rest of finger. Elongate it a little bit. Maybe too much. Don't overdo it. And I think I need to push this part inside a little bit, just a touch. So this is act as if you carve it inside, but in fact you're just adjusting the thumb size, so you get more defined thumb. Okay. And this part I still think is a little bit short, so let me just grab it to make it longer and push it inside a little bit. This part too much of the inside, I'm going to grab it out a little bit. Okay, let's just leave it here, because we will be dealing with this bad boy in the future. Just don't overdo it. Just act as a simple placeholder. I think that will be suffice. Okay, the whole proportion is looking good. So let's check the shape. If this point of view is good, then what I'm going to do is to go under, because as I said earlier, most of the time we don't sort of omit the under part, and yeah, but that's not what we are going to do, because we are going to check the upper part as well as the under part. Let me add a little bit of detail here. Add a little bit of bulginess here. Bulginess definitely here. We got this good old muscle down, and basically what I'm trying to do is to make it actually connected rather than just like you extrude something out and it not exist in real life. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of detail here and there. Okay, and I'm going to add this sort of a knuckly area here. Remesh it, because I think if you think that after all you have done and nothing is really actually moving, you may need to remesh it. So especially this part of the area, you might need to constantly remesh it in order to get the correct and right shape of it. Just push this inside a bit. Yeah, because we human got a special ability when dealing with the hand and the face. Okay, so just do be extremely careful about it. Let me remesh it and just carve it pretty small. It's just holding control to carve it out. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Just add a little bit. Okay. And I think I need to push this part in a little bit. And grab this part out a little bit. So sometimes if I am a little bit confused about the hand, I just look at my hand. Okay, this is a pretty good reference, because you got the reference around, so you can constantly look at the reference. Okay, and of course, if you look under, you will see that most of the parts did not look good, so we are going to adjust that as well. And before I actually do that, I think I need to adjust the thumb a little bit, because the thumbs is a little bit weird. I think it's pretty stretched out. It's not a relaxed way of a position. Even though it's a placeholder, I show you guys how to adjust part of the structure. Okay, so you just get rid of this. Okay, and you remember to actually got every part, and then of course you can invert it and you can move it by setting the pivot to mask border. You maybe just set that to pivot to mask, okay. And then what I'm going to do is to we need to set this to move first, okay. So let's go to that, and I think I'm going to rotate it because that's the two stretch out. I'm going to rotate it in the z-axis, so R to rotate it, z-axis, and I'm going to move it maybe here, and then rotate it. Let me rotate it down, so x-axis, okay, and just move it down a little bit, and then rotate and the z-axis, okay. And I think I need to move it as well, so I'm going to move it a little bit inside, and do remember, after you have done that, you need to look at all sort of angle to make sure that nothing is wrong. And I know there's a little bit difference between this thumb and all the rest of fingers, but don't worry, I think I'm going to move the rest of finger down a little bit. I didn't want he's a flying pose. I like him to be more sort of a chilled feeling. So let's mask, and let's mask this part, and we need to set a sort of anchoring point. Let me just got this part, okay, because I think this move up a little bit. I don't want that. I'm going to invert it, and I'm going to rotate it, sculpt, pivots, unmask, and rotate it at the I think x-axis, okay. So not the I think this is a local axis, which is good because let me think of a way of moving it down. Okay, so I think maybe too much, maybe this, and I'm going to move it maybe inside a little bit because I rotate it. It will generate, this is just automatically generate a little bit stretch. I'm going to move it in to get rid of this stretch. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And the rest of it, I know it's a little bit thin right now, so I'm going to push it a little bit. Okay, all that we can do, and for now, let's change the whole posture a little bit. I think I need to deselect that. And I think there's something wrong with the selection system, so I might just save it and restart it. Sometimes it can have a bug like this, so I'm going to restart it and select that. Alright guys, so I restarted it, and finger crossed. Let's try to mask it out. Okay, so yeah, pretty strange. Still, I can't mask this out. Yeah, never mind. I think maybe I would just use a different method of doing it, right? Yeah, the blender can go a little bit buggy, and sometimes if you restart it, it will just fine. Sometimes you can't do that. Yeah, I don't know the reason why that. But since it's a free and open source software, you have to deal with it. Okay, so yeah, let me just grab this out, just sort of fine tuning the hand bit. This is clearly not good. I'm going to smooth it out by pushing the inside, and you can use this smoothness to smooth the connection area. Let's increase it. And let's just use this to adding the material here, and smooth. I think maybe this should simply run out of the polygon, and I'm going to remesh it. Okay, so then I'm going to smooth, maybe just make it smaller. Maybe just grab this part out. And I think I'm going to add something here, because I think we sort of got a imaginary mask that we can't change it. So I think I used the Alt and M just to get the mask deselected, and you can continue to do that. That's definitely too much, so I'm going to push it in. Different angle, push it in. Just got a nice curve, like a hollow structure. Okay, and you can push all the way you want, because I think I may overdo it, and there's some of the mesh just need to be filled. Okay, so let's just fill this. Okay, and go to another side, and I think I may just overdo it, so the other side would become a little bit weird. Let me grab it up a bit, because for now I think this whole finger thing is just too much. I'm going to grab it up and make it the proportion right. Okay. And sometimes if you overdo it in one side, the other side will just become pretty weird. So you need to feel that. Sometimes you need to remesh it, and sometimes you need to add things. Yeah, this constantly process of editing. And adjusting. Let me grab this part out. Okay, and I'm going to add some of the volume here, because I think I just pushed a little bit too much. So what I'm going to do is I think this part, if you look at your hand, this part is a little bit bulged up. So I'm going to add that, and this part should be sort of connected. So we can add this as well. This part needs to be pushed in, bigger, push it in, push it in. This part needs to be grabbed out, make it bigger, grab that. Okay, so you get a sort of a good feeling about it. Rest of the parts, I think it's pretty safe to just push it inside, because we still got a lot of volume inside, and we don't want that. Just safely push it inside, and there will be nothing wrong about it. This part we need to push in as well. Okay, so I'm not going to overdo it, because we will model the hand later on, so I don't need to worry about that. Add a little bit of volume, that's too much. If you don't want to add volume, just can grab it. It's the safest way of doing it. If you want to change the shape or change the detail structure, you can just use a brush to add that. Okay, you can make it smaller, you can add some of the detail. I don't care, because you already got this main part ready. Okay, so maybe add some of the finger cut, something like that. Okay, the basic structure is finished. Okay, I think I need to shrink this up and down a little bit, so maybe bigger, shrink it. Okay, so yeah, let's just leave it here, because it's just a rough placeholder. We don't want anything too complicated, because anything we do right now is just redundant, because too complex things you might as well just model that and rig the hand as well. So let's just leave it here, because you can always you can even got this also fingernail on that, but I think we already got this main part ready, and I think that's already good enough for this placeholder. Okay, let me grab it up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, let's just leave it here, and we're going to continue to add a little bit revision here, and continue to build our our body parts. Okay.